And Mr. City Manager, it looks like you have made great preparations for the upcoming football season. Can you give the public just a basic idea of some of the changes and upgrades that have been made?
Yeah, Jerry, and certainly appreciate your presence with us today to get the word out to our community regarding our upcoming football season with our consolidated Alleghany Highlands public school system. Here at Casey Field, Booty Albert Stadium, we'll start football season on August 11th with a scrimmage, and I think our first home game is 2 weeks following that, so somewhere around August the 25th, we'll kick off our first Friday night of our consolidated system. As we began to discuss the consolidated system, it was folks were interested in making sure we play football at Casey Field. Casey Field's got a long-standing reputation and been taken care of in pretty good shape. So we agreed that we would play football and baseball here. So immediately we began doing some things that needed to be done. Of course, we're looking at a facility that was built in 1962. We're very proud of our turf playing surface. We won a national award in 96-97 through the American Sport Turf Association, and got to go down to Orlando and hang out with the Lambeau Field and the Soldier Field guys, and that was kind of neat for Covington to be in that presence.
The turf looks fabulous here at Casey Field. I mean, it looks like it's just, like an NFL stadium.
Thank you, Jerry. And as you and I are speaking, we hope we don't get caught in it, but we're working on our irrigation as we do this interview. But and kudos to the Parks and Recreation staff. They've followed Allen through the years, and I don't have much to do with this today. They take care of the mowing and aerating, the seeding, and we work with a couple contractors, and we're very proud of our playing surface here, as well as what we have at the sport complex and throughout our community. So as we ventured into the consolidated system, it was evident that we needed to do some upgrades with the stadium seating, upgrades to the home and visitor locker rooms. And so we approached this, and great thanks to the Alleghany Foundation for funding a couple phases of engineering studies and design studies to where we're at with moving forward with construction documents today as we speak. We had a pre-bid conference on Tuesday, so moving forward with getting some numbers put together. But as you witness behind me, the blue and gold bleachers are no longer with us. We worked with a company from the outside that came in here and removed each and every plank. Of course, there was boards underneath of them. All those got removed. We came back with the aluminum seating, and then the individual navy seats, as you see. They're very neat in concept as they slant just a little bit with a pinhole in the middle, so that if we do get some rain, the water will run down and go through the pinhole, and you'll be able to pretty much just take a napkin, wipe off, and have a seat. We're very tickled with those. Folks have asked about the aluminum bleachers here. This is where our band will be located. Didn't know how the individual seating would affect our band, particularly those with the large instruments. So we left those seats vacant, and in the name of my OCD in life, it was important that we did the other side just the same. So we're balanced here at Booty Albert Stadium. And along the way, on all around the stadium, we have put a safety fence up. We did that some 20-25 years ago. It was in need of replacement, and with all the cosmetics we've done to Booty Albert Stadium, it was important that we address that as well. So when folks come down here on August the 11th or the 25th, they'll see an entirely painted Booty Albert Stadium. They'll see brand new safety fence. And for those that have asked about for years, we do now have a handrail going up each side of the stadium, as well as intermediate steps. When Booty Albert Stadium was built back in the early 60s, they may have had longer legs back then because it's quite a step up, and it was important that we create an intermediate step. We did that in the middle of the stadium not too awful long after I was hired to assist there, but we're finally to the point that the whole stadium now has intermediate steps, handrail, safety fence. The Booty Albert stadium sign is probably going to be ready today. The new Casey Field sign that goes up top is also probably going to be ready today. So we're anxious to get that up with the Columbia and navy blue colors. I think the other night I was quoted as saying crimson, so my apologies for that. But the Columbia blue and the navy blue signs will be going up here very, very soon.
And it looks like the buildings around the stadium are either in the process of being repainted or will be repainted.
We have each building you see here, from the concession here at the football stadium to our baseball storage building to our other concession, our baseball press box, all have been painted and ready for, actually in most cases, ready for next spring. The concession stand over on the baseball side is currently being used by the Lumberjack organization, and after their season's over with, our intention is to get in, remove all of the internal mechanical things in there, and repaint and clean up and be ready for the kickoff on August the 25th. As you mentioned, and I need to salute the people that we've worked with. It's all brand new to a whole lot of us. We have been very fortunate to work with the Covington Quarterback Club during my 30-plus year tenure. Now working with the band boosters at the Alleghany Highlands Public School System. They have been absolutely fabulous to work with. The football concession, as we call it, they were involved in their desires and needs, and it was seamless to make that work. We will look forward to doing much the same across the way. The Covington Lumberjack organization bought all the stoves and the refrigerators and all from the Covington Quarterback Club. They are making that available to our consolidated school system for use. We're much appreciative to the Lumberjacks for that, and then our school will use the facilities in the fall and in the spring, and then once Lumberjack season comes back around, that equipment will be available to them as well. So,
why don't we walk around, have you turn around and point to the area of the upcoming construction scene for the new home team.
Okay, we'll be glad to do that.
Let's try that. So everybody understands. So you have your back now to Durant Road or Craig Avenue.
Yes, sir.
And so between what most people think of as the American flag and a big light pole over here, you're going to have a new home team field house.
So as we enter into what we refer to as our Dr. Ellis Gate, right directly across from Kentucky Fried Chicken, our home team will walk into the gate for pregame, and then they'll walk right into the brand new home team locker room facility. They'll be able to dress. We have put together a very state-of-the-art locker room facility, one that if I was a Cougar today, I would be much appreciative of and take a lot of pride in it, and knowing that, you know, we have a little something that maybe the visiting team does not have on a given Friday night. So as they walk in, they'll have a very open air facility, bench seating, brand new lockers. The facility will also house washer and dryer, taping rooms as we call them, coaches rooms, all separate, separate shower facilities for coaches and players. So everything that you would need on a Friday night will be available to you. And then we'll go through our fall season with our football teams, then in the spring season with our baseball teams, and then our Covington Lumberjacks will also have availability to the new locker room for next year.
And when do you think that construction will begin, and when do you expect completion?
In our pre-bid meeting on Tuesday, it was expressed that we'll be able to start work as soon as the last tackle is made this fall, and completion before the first tackle of the next football season. So I had some contractors that kind of smiled, but that's our goal. We'll do our very best to make it work. I kid with folks, our timeline for the Maple Avenue Streetscape project was to be done by the second weekend in August, which is our annual street scene program. We're probably going to be done a week ahead of time for that. So, but anyway, back to Casey Field. We're excited about the concept of the new locker room facility. Once the team gets dressed, comes out for pregame, they'll just come running out their front of their building. The goalpost, of course, will be sitting back there, so our home team will come right directly out. And typically we have warmed up on this side of the field that you and I are doing the presentation on, and the home team's sideline is right here. And in respect to our visiting team, I'm always big on making accommodations for our visitors, because sometimes the favor can be returned one good way or another when we go to their place. Booty, Albert Stadium, the locker rooms, the ladies' restroom immediately around the corner from us. It will stay a ladies' restroom and accommodate our cheerleaders and our female band members. Then the home team locker room, as we know it today, the Cougar cage, as many have mentioned, it will become the visiting locker room. It will have accommodations for the team, for the coaches, and for the trainer preparing for a Friday night football game. Our mechanical room and portion of the visiting locker room will become an officials room, and then the officials room, the visiting team locker room, and the existing officials room will now become additional men's and women's restroom facilities for those in attendance on Friday nights. So a lot to do. After this season's over with, we are ready for football today as you and I speak. We've got some white lines to get down. We will be leading right into the game, the scrimmage on August 11th. We are preparing to do a deep tine aeration process on our facility here, top dress, overseed, and we'll be ready for our fall season with new seeds germinating as we're hopefully not playing on wet Friday nights.
Well, that's a great overview, Mr. City Manager. An aggressive schedule and many accomplishments made, and we certainly thank you for taking the time, busy schedule of yours, to explain to the public what's going on and furthermore what's going to happen.
Well, we're excited about our schools getting kicked off this fall. We're excited about our consolidated football team. Football has always had a deep history in the Alleghany Highlands. The Clifton Mountaineers have had some awful good football teams. The Alleghany Colts / Mountaineers, and us Covington Cougars has also put together some good teams. And we are hopeful that as we come together, that our community has a real buy-in. Businesses support the team. As a former Cougar, it was neat to see our downtown with newspaper articles and posters of the Friday night football game. We were very fortunate in '77 to have an awful good football team, and have, after beating Martinsville, have a police escort into town, and had music and all kinds of good stuff at the high school and the old Covington Armory, bonfires and all that. And all those things build community pride and support of your football team. It can be said, you know, we do have good baseball, we got wonderful track, good basketball, but as we all know, watching the NFL, football is the money sport, and that's the one that gets supported the most. So we want all of our folks out here on the 11th and the 25th to support our new Cougar football team, and look forward to a successful season and continue to move forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.